And doing business analytics using metrics, I decided to focus on Latin American countries because there are 60% of producers and consumers of coffee around the globe. However, I'm not gonna do all the countries. I'm gonna specifically focus on Colombia. Colombia is the third country around the globe to produce coffee. Colombia's production of coffee, like 75%, is internationally exported. Colombia's GDP for 2020 was $271.35 billion, and Colombia's population growth rate is 0.48% annually. Average four-person household income in Colombia is $10,000, so it will be $7 per day per person. And even though Colombia consumes a lot of coffee and produces a lot of coffee, they don't have enough resources to do research to find new ways to produce coffee that is sustainable and that is eco-friendly. As well, they don't have enough funds to buy new technologies from different countries. Like Finland scientists had found ways to to produce coffee in laboratories that doesn't affect the environment. So, and Colombia is not only the only country that might have this issue, but also other developing countries that do not have the funds and do not have enough research to do it. And this not only will affect other outside firms that want to come to Colombia's markets and they tend to consume a lot of coffee to promote sustainable coffee to the working class in Colombia. The working class in Colombia doesn't know much about climate change and they don't know how sustainable coffee is better than that traditional coffee for the environment. So it will be harder for outside firms to promote sustainable coffee. As well, the price might be higher than traditional coffee in Colombia, so the working class might not have enough income to buy the coffee that is sustainable. As well, small coffee farmers in Colombia might also deal with the consequences of not having enough funds and not having enough technologies to provide to to produce sustainable coffee, and they might lose a lot of money and their income might go down, and they might go under the poverty line in Colombia. So that will be business analytics metrics.
Hi everyone. So my research was about the government action and how they can impact coffee industry in a sense. The marketing, it I feel like really gets hurt because of the tariffs. There was example between U.S. and China back in 2017, 2018, 2017. So there was some tariff imposed by U.S. and in retaliation, China imposed the same thing. I feel like, and then the prices of coffee, even the U.S. doesn't import so much coffee from China, did go up, and especially tea, the prices of tea went up. So I feel like in government action, the government has to decide like in which what kind of action it takes, like because at the end of the day, the consumer, I mean, or the customer has to pay the price. Like so, if the prices go up in one country, I feel like it impacts people in U.S. Or like if we import from, let's say, like the from Africa or Southeast Asia, I feel like it will. Like if we impose like big tariffs on it, it will really impact the consumer price here, and the price will go up. And the other thing I did was like the topic I found was about how the climate change is really impacting the coffee prices, and like because it takes so much now to grow the coffee, and people have to pay, like the people who are growing coffee needs to pay extra to protect coffee from from sun or whatever the reasons might be. The cost goes up because the governments are not taking enough action to protect the climate, and it's just kind of like hurting everybody in general because the cost is going up. And I feel like what more needs to be done, the government needs to be serious about climate change. They need to take more action to protect our climate, and then that will impact our coffee industry too, because if we can like grow the coffee at like at smaller rate at a smaller price, it will less burden on consumer, and in general will have good marketing. Thank you.
Infrastructure is based off of 4 main points: commerce, communication, distribution channels, and transportation. Transportation is the factor that determines how well products and messages get across to different companies. Cafes like Larry's Beans make sure to have a good shipping company and a sustainable way to move their products. Commerce is an organized system for members of the industrial world to exchange goods and services. Companies like Cafe Mom pay close attention to every detail of the exchange, including things like packaging. This innovative company just released a line of newly packaged coffee that has a biodegradable degassing valve that makes their bags completely shelf-stable and biodegradable, and the first such bags to hit the shelves in the U.S. Communication is how a firm decides to get a desired message to their market. The use of channels and tools help get messages from place to place. Lastly, the process where companies deliver products to consumers is a part of distribution channels. Companies like Ethical Bean have chosen to use the LEED standard facility that uses an energy-efficient roaster to roast their beans. Larry's Beans is a coffee shop that opened in 1993 and has been committed to fair trade and sustainability ever since. Being committed to fair trade means they will focus on fair transportation and look for better shipping companies.